The Little Mermaid didn't get a happy ending. She lost her voice, she lived in constant pain, and in the end, she died. Tonight, on A Veil of Crime, we uncover the dark original story behind one of the most famous fairy tales ever told. A story not about romance, but about sacrifice, suffering, and destroying yourself to become someone else. This is The Little Mermaid, and you're watching A Veil of Crime. The version most people know today is far removed from the original tale written by Hans Christian Andersen in 1837. In Andersen's story, the Little Mermaid is the youngest daughter of the Sea King. She grows obsessed with the human world above the ocean, not only because of its beauty, but because humans possess something mermaids do not, an immortal soul. When she finally rises to the surface, she witnesses a shipwreck during a violent storm. A prince nearly drowns. She saves him. And from that moment forward, she becomes consumed with the idea of joining the human world. Desperate to become human, the mermaid seeks out the sea witch. The witch offers her a deal. In exchange for human legs, she must surrender her voice, not temporarily, but forever. The witch warns her of the cost. Every step she takes as a human will feel like walking on sharp knives. And if the prince marries someone else, her heart will break and she will die. Still, she agrees. The potion transforms her body violently. When she awakens on land, she cannot speak, and every moment causes unbearable pain. The Little Mermaid reflects deeper social anxieties from the 19th century, particularly women sacrificing identity for acceptance, emotional suffering expected in silence, and the pressure to transform oneself to gain love or status. Historically, many women were expected to leave their families behind, adapt completely new households, suppress their opinions, and endure suffering quietly. The mermaid's loss of voice is symbolic, but the fear behind it was real. To be accepted, she must erase who she truly is. The prince grows fond of her, but he never truly understands her suffering. He sees grace, beauty, devotion, but he never hears her voice. And because she cannot speak, she cannot tell him the truth that she was the one who saved his life. Eventually, the prince falls in love with another woman and announces his marriage. The mermaid realizes the truth too late. Her sacrifice meant nothing. That night, the mermaid's sisters rise from the sea. They bring her a knife given to them by the sea witch. If she kills the prince before sunrise, she can return to the ocean and survive. If she refuses, she will die. The little mermaid stands over the sleeping prince and makes her choice. She cannot kill him. Instead, she throws the knife into the sea and leaps into the water herself. At dawn, her body dissolves into sea foam. The Little Mermaid was never simply about love. It reflected fears surrounding self destruction for acceptance, losing identity to please others, and suffering in silence for a future that may never come. The tragedy of the story is not that the mermaid fails, it's that she sacrifices everything trying to become someone the world might accept. Like the Pied Piper, the Robber Bridegroom, the Juniper Tree, Hansel and Gretel, Little Red Riding Hood, Snow White, Cinderella, Bluebeard, the Goose Girl, Rapunzel, Sleeping Beauty, and Beauty and the Beast, this story survived because the emotional fear behind it was recognizable. Not fantasy, recognizable. Fairy tales often preserve the darker realities society struggled to discuss openly: coercion, sacrifice, silence, survival. And The Little Mermaid preserved one of the darkest truths of all. Sometimes people destroy themselves trying to be loved. If you want more historically grounded dark history hidden inside fairy tales and folklore, subscribe to A Veil of Crime. This is part of the Grim Fairy Tale Crime series, where the stories were never meant to comfort, they were meant to warn. If you'd like to support the channel and help keep these stories researched and told, you can support A Veil of Crime through Buy Me a Coffee. The link is on the bio. Every bit helps keep these forgotten stories alive. The Little Mermaid didn't lose her voice by accident. She gave it away, hoping that love would make her human. Thank you for watching A Veil of Crime.